This is a quick video on how to replace individual cells in these newer hybrid battery packs. So these packs are designed in a way to where you've got metal plates adhering the ends together with rivets, and what I found is if you try to drill these out, you're going to hit the metal stud in the middle, so it's best just to take a punch and punch the metal stud out of the middle first. So as you can see, you're going to have like glue over the top of this adhesive, so you take this and punch out that centerpiece. That way whenever you run your drill bit in, you can just be driving right through aluminum instead of doling your bit out into the steel centerpiece. Once you drill the head off the rivet, you can take your punch and just drive it straight on through the plate. Be careful not to damage the cell underneath. But this is a hollow plate, as you can see here, and then you can just punch out those rivets, and it'll release every bit of that. So, for example, this is a bad cell right here, number 21, and I'm just going to be disassembling this pack. You drill the rivets on the top, drill the rivets on the bottom. That allows you to take your plate off, and then you can just take your cells out, put a new cell back in its place, put this all back together, new rivets, and put your joining copper junction bars back on here, and you should be good to go. Then to take these off, you can just clamp onto it with pliers, reverse your drill bit. Makes it so easy.
Hey, Dad, Mommy needs your wood card. You need this side? Mom, do you need it? Oh, no.
When you get it apart, you'll notice these plastic inserts in between each one of the cells. When you're going back together with this, you'll have to take large clamps on both ends of the battery so that you can get your brackets back together. And once you put rivets in here, you'll probably have to put a clamp in the middle as well, because these are a little bit further apart here in the middle than they are on the ends for this to compress. I can fit this one in here in the end, pull it together, and then once I have these, probably two of these together on both ends, then I'll put a clamp in the middle to finish clamping it back together. The same with the ones on the bottom. And replaced that number 21, number 27. So these were the two bad cells that I took out, and you can see here you've got definitely some crusties going on here. This one was the worst. This is number 21, I believe. Yeah, and you can see you've got some oxidation building up in between the connections there. Dark, discolored, kind of burnt looking areas. Can't really see too well in this video, but definitely more noticeable in person. It's probably the center cell here inside this block. But, yep, that's what will be discarded. Something I noticed when doing this swap that's very important, this foam has been compressed down, and from the factory it's supposed to be up to the edge of this plate where the plate will rest evenly on here. And I'm beginning to think this matters a whole lot as far as airflow goes, because after pulling this battery back out, I've replaced these two cells, number 27, 19, 20, 21, 27. They were both a little bit iffy on my chart here. So I pulled this battery back out, and before I put it back in, I think it's very wise to get some 1/4 inch tape on here, or 3/8 foam tape, and seal up both sides of this, because if you're looking at the plate, the way this is molded draws in air from the front and over the tops of each cell. So the air comes in here and is sucked down through each one of these plates, where there's just a slight 32nd of an inch gap in between each one of these, and then the air is pulled through those plates and is drawn through the bottom here and is pulled through these gaps under here, and the output of the fan is back through here. There's some black plastic molding that fits over top of this and probably exhaust some of that air out under your back seat where it's not going to matter. But if you've got air coming in through the top, it needs to be sealed correctly so that it can draw that air through all those cells properly and vent and exhaust out the back. And if you don't have that foam tape on each side of your cells, your battery block, it's just going to be drawing hot air in from here, it's going to be drawing air in from all over the place, and it's not going to be concentrated through those cells. So, major important factor is to get some tape on that and allow it to flow the air properly through the pack. A super important step before putting this battery back in the vehicle is it needs to be balanced. If it's not balanced correctly, it'll throw you a check hybrid system light and you'll be pulling this thing right back out. So before we put this foam tape on here, did a quick balance of this, and I found just using some lead solder wire, it's lead so it's super conductive, and just looping across from all the red positives, looping across to all the black negatives, and then you can just tie them in together on both ends. It's kind of tedious. It's lead, so if you touch the wrong spot, it'll just arc and pretty much melt it. But as long as you do that, it's pretty cheap, and then when you're done, you can take the nuts back off and just roll the wire back up and not be out anything. I've done it with steel wire, like chicken wire, but it makes kinks in the wire and it pretty much ruins the wire. This way works pretty well. You'll need to do that on the front side. You'll also need to do it on the back side. Just be very careful not to short the two out. Very important, you'll just leave it set for 24 hours and make sure all your positives are run together, all your negatives are run together. After 24 hours, you can pull all these nuts off and put your foam on here. And as you can see, this foam sets up pretty much to the same height as those rubber divots. And that'll allow that plate to set on there just right so that it can draw air in from the front, suck it down through the battery, and eject it, exhaust it out the back. So, thing's about 24 hours away from going back in the vehicle, and we'll see how it does. So got the battery put back in, driven the car around for 3 or 4 days now, and the battery seems to be doing great. It's staying at a solid 80-90% pretty much the whole time I'm driving it. So I'd say we're back in the clear. Haven't had any issues, any hiccups. So I think we're good to go. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below.